Who is that in the picture? Grandpa. What is he doing in the picture?
Floating up to heaven.
Floating up to heaven?
He is, the air is pink, really big clouds that are gonna block him so people do not see him going up in heaven.
Oh.
And there's waves, and he floated up from his water.
Oh, did he? What did he do when he got to heaven, do you think?
The cave Trinity and Faith, I think so. And I think he did got them.
My favorite memory of my grandpa was before he was diagnosed with cancer. He took me out and he took me to my favorite restaurant. And we ate so much food, I don't think we could fit any more in our mouths. I mean, it was just a great day and a great experience with my grandpa.
He would always be there for us, our grandma, our mothers, aunts, really anyone that he knew he was there for. Another thing that I could take away from my grandfather is that love isn't chosen, it is found. He loved my grandmother with all of his heart, and he would make sure his wife and daughters were okay before he was. He put his family's life in front of his own.
A good memory I had with him was whenever I had baseball games, he would try to attend as many as he could. You knew if he was at the game because he gave you a whistle to you, and you knew when you heard that whistle, you knew it was him because he was famous for it. You would look into the crowd and see him sitting there with his popcorn in one hand and a great big smile on his face. Whenever you seen him, you would get the biggest smile on your face because he was always there to support me. I couldn't ask for any other smile to turn my life around. He was the best grandpa I could ever ask for, and no one will ever replace him.
So the impact that my grandfather had on me, well, I don't know really where to begin with this. So I guess the impact he had was, he always instilled a hard work ethic. With his job at Coit, he was always working. Even, up until his last days, he still had some work that he was done. So that was huge on me. When I was young, playing sports, always dedication, hardworking, teamwork, family-oriented, him being such a family man and so involved with the church and the different organizations that he was involved with, allowed me to be involved with, all the organizations I was involved with, with sports and in school and all those aspects too. Just some of the memories that I was able to share with him. Obviously, falling back on sports is a huge theme with us, and me being the oldest grandchild and kind of being the first one to go on and play sports at high school, collegiate level, and everything too. He attended most of those events. That's kind of the memories I'm going to fall back on too. Him coming to my high school games and the championships, and obviously following me through college too. Even when I moved out here to Minnesota, him and Grandma would take trips out here in the car and drive 12 hours just to see me play a 3-hour game. So those are some memories that obviously I'm never going to forget. So and I truly appreciated all the moments that him and Grandma were able to spend with me.
The impact my grandpa made on me was always to put family first.
Dear Grandpa, I'll always remember when you would call on the bird with me, and when you would always say, "What's up, buddy?" to us and whistle your buddy tone. I'll always love you, Grandpa, and I wish you were with me today. See you later. Love, Jacob.
So my favorite memory of Grandpa was that he worked for the Coit Gravel Company, and he always made sure that my family had the best sandbox in the neighborhood. But he also made each one of us grandkids feel special, each and every one of us. There are so many memories of Grandpa, and it would take a long time to go through them all, but from watching NASCAR to fishing to hanging out up north, the countless number of times spent with Grandpa will never be forgotten.
Grandpa, there's no words in a book that could possibly describe how much I miss you. I'm gonna miss that whistle you would always do out of habit, when you sometimes didn't even realize that you were doing it. But honestly, Grandpa, I think you did that. Sometimes you did that on purpose to get a little chuckle out of yourself out of our reactions when we say, Grandpa, stop. That's who you were, though. You always loved a little laugh, and you always had that smile that no one's gonna ever forget it. I'm gonna miss you asking me or the family to do the Tootsie Roll drive, to stand out there asking for donations. You were always so faithfully committed to. You were always there, rain or shine, hot or cold, sometimes even snowing. You were out there with those Tootsie Rolls asking for donations. That's what I loved about you. You're always so faithfully committed to everything you started with, from the start to the finish.
The first Christmas, the first Easter, the first birthday is gonna be the hardest because he's not gonna be there for us like he always was. Some of the memories I have with him are the rides to my dentist appointments, my doctor's appointments, my orthodontist appointments, because every time I came out of my appointment, we would either go to Standing's Donuts and get some donuts, or we'd go to McDonald's and get some McDonald's, and it was my favorite because I could go home and brag to my sisters that Grandpa took me out to eat. I look up into the sky, all I see is darkness, as if all hope is lost. But as I focus in and look closely, I see small specks of light, like little pinpricks in the night sky, as if telling me that if I take time to look closely in life, not all is lost, just have hope.